Now we're looking at equations and inequalities. That's 7.7a. And I actually really like the algebra unit, so this should be fun. It says, which equation? Okay, that's all I need. I don't need any of the rest because it's just there to confuse you. So a couple things you need to look for. The first thing is find where your line hits your y-axis, whether it touches or passes through. So physically, you can take your pen or pencil and go up your y-axis until you see that the line has hit there. What is that at? That's at 3. This automatically has to be a part of your equation. In fact, it's what I call the plain number, okay, or the number without the variable. It would be the second half of your equation. So looking now, this one has +3, so that's good. This one doesn't, so that's out. This one has +3, and then this one's out. Here's the other thing. Without doing a whole lot of work, if I have answers as different as 3x and 1/3 x, what you need to remember is that something like 3x is going to be more upright. You know, your line will be more steep. Okay, that means more steep. But if you have a number like 1/3, 1/3 is going to have much more of a gradual, okay, less steep line. So honestly, without doing any work other than just finding where your line meets your y-axis, that's called the y-intercept, I can already tell you that because this is a steep line, it's going to have this larger rate, which is always that number attached to your x. And this one is going to be less steep because it's a small, this is 0.3 if we're looking at a decimal repeating. So A is the correct answer for that one. Okay, that was page 1. Let's look at page 2, since that was pretty quick. Page 2, a store sells new video games at $55 each. Used video games sell for $12 each. Jacob is buying 3 new video games and X used video games. Which equation can be used to find Y? The total price Jacob must pay. Okay. So we have new video games for $55 each. Used video games for $12 each. Jacob is buying 3 new. And I'm not sure how many used. Ooh, this one tried to trick me because I saw a bunch of each. And each typically means that I'm going to be multiplying. And a lot of times it means that the x might be attached to either of these numbers. But looking at my choices and rereading, yeah, look, it already tells me I'm buying 3 new ones. So these new, that's important, this new, they're each $55. So let's multiply that to see how much he's spending there. Because that's not even what I wanted to just find the number of used. So that's 15. So $165 is what he's spending on my new videos. That's where they got the 165 from. Now, notice, 165 should be what what I'm starting with, my starting point. Like, we already automatically know that he has to pay the 165, and then plus he's spending a little bit more because he's buying some used video games. These used ones will be 12, and then the number of them is my x. So here that 165 is in the wrong spot. Let's see, 55 each could work out, except it's not the right number. It should be $12 each because we've already used that, so that's not good. It has to be this one. Just like I said, $12 each, and we don't know how many he is buying. So letter B. Okay, number 47 on the second page. Which table? Okay, here we go. I am going to simply plug in my x values to see which table satisfies this equation. Now, watch. If I plug in 0, that doesn't really give me a lot of answer choices to eliminate because these 3 have the same answer of 14. 5, gives me decimals. I don't want to do that. What if I plugged in 10? Okay, the result here would be 70. Plug in 10, 64. 10 would be 19. I'm doing 10. So I'm going to solve it one time. I'm going to rewrite it. If you need the y equals, let's put that. And then that's an x plus 14. So I am plugging in the number 10 here. So that's 0.5 times 10 plus 14. This 0.5 is the same thing as half, so half of 10 is 5, and 5 plus 14 is 19. That means when your x value is 10, your y value has to be 19. So that's no good, that's no good, that is good, and that's no good. The only answer choice that I can pick from is this one. Now, if you really wanted to double check, I would probably plug in 20. And again, that would be here. So half of 20 is 10, and then 10 plus 14, 24. Ta-da!